Good morning everyone, welcome to Gendera. I'm Geraldine and today we're looking at the mealworms that have been dreadfully neglected since I broke my leg in over 12 months ago. Let's see if they're actually alive still, if there's anything I can resurrect. Okay, so this does seem to have the possibility of maybe having some alive. Oh, I think that one's alive. There may be enough to actually start up again. That one, it looks like most of them have cannibalized each other, but I did see a couple of mealworms actually moving. So I'm going to give these guys some fresh oats and a couple of apples and a carrot maybe, and hopefully we can resurrect this mealworms. Because it's supposed to be producing mealworms to feed my chickens. Anyway, let's see how we go. Okay, so we have one mealworm darkling beetle at least. So they are the ones that lay the eggs. So I'm going to pop that back in here. And the egg cartons are there because they really like to live on them. And there's a mealworm there. So you've got multiple different stages of aliveness happening and stages of development. So we'll pop those in there. So that is a dead beetle, that's for certain. Let's see. Is that one alive? Yep. It's not terribly lively, but that's the grub stage, so that's the mealworm. And they actually form, let's see if I can find, oh, there's a few mealworms alive still, so that's really good. It has been a very long time since I've done anything with them. So that's, oh, I just dropped him. So that's a fairly lively mealworm that I'm having trouble holding. It's not very happy because I'm mucking around with it. So I'm going to pop that up here, and they'll eat the substrate, plus they'll be looking for the apples and carrots as well for moisture. Now I did find a cocoon earlier, so I could show you that different stage of the life cycle. Because once those worms get a bit bigger, they'll actually turn into the cocoon, and then they'll be in the cocoon for a bit. So there's another worm. So I've definitely got enough here to kickstart my colony again, which is fantastic. I'm really pleased about that. Not that it's that hard to go to the shops and pick up another thing of mealworms, but that's not ideal. So another worm. I can't see any actual... I saw a cocoon before, but I can't find it at the moment. Looks like most of the darkling beetles have actually died. There'll be bound to be eggs laid on that. I'm not even sure what that piece of cardboard was doing in there, but it was, so go with that. I'll see if I can find a cocoon and bring it back and show you if I find one. Okay, so that is one of the little chrysalises, so the cocoon. So that's the stage in between the worms and the darkling beetle, which I showed you earlier. So, and I did find a lot of these guys that were actually had been eaten by the mealworms. So the biggest problem with this phase is because they can't get away and they can't defend themselves, there's the risk of the others eating them. That one's only a really fresh cocoon. So yeah, so I found a few worms and I've given them some apples. They'll probably make really short work of that. They haven't touched that one yet, but I put them on top of that one, usually on them, just to kind of make it really obvious that there's food there. Have some if you like. Those ones, I'm just not sure if they're alive. I think they might be dead. But there are quite a few live ones that I've found. But yeah, we'll come and check on these again tomorrow. Oh, a duckling beetle. There we go. We found another beetle. So we'll pop him in there. He'll scurry away because they don't like the light. They like dark places. Hence the eggshells, and they like to eat underneath the things. So a lot of this is actually the frass, I think it's called. It's the waste products from the darkling beetles and from the mealworms. They're poop, basically. So there's a lot of desiccated worms. So they've had all the juice sucked out of them by other worms or by the darkling beetles. There's a little tiny worm one, I think. Yep. There's a small mealworm. So that's quite a little one. I'll pop him or her in there, and that'll bury down quite quickly. So you'll be a happy little mealworm soon. But yeah, so there is definitely hope. Oh, there's a fairly lively little worm, hey? That one might be one too. I got 2 lively worms, and we'll pop them on the apple so they can have something to drink, because that's what they're where they get their moisture from. It's from the food that you put in there. You don't need a lot in there. I've put a whole apple in there for them, just because they have had no food for quite a long time. Well, no water, because they also eat the rolled oats as well, which is the substrate. Looks like another. No, that one's dead. So that one's gone all hard because it's been desiccated by one of the others. I might actually put some. There's bound to be lots of eggs in here that I've missed. So I'm going to put some apple into here as well, and then I'll come along periodically and get the worms. So yes. Anyway, that's the progress so far. So I might actually, I'll dump this lot in here, and honestly most of that is yucky stuff down there, but I'm going to get some fresh rolled oats and put it down the bottom, and then I'll put that in there just to give them some food. There's actually quite a few mealworms. I can spot them easily now because I just tipped them all out. Oops, don't drop them. As she drops them from a great height from a mealworm. Lots of mealworms. And I'm going to put, I'm not going to put any actual more rolled oats in here actually. I'll just put the apple in there and use it as a lure to trap the mealworms, because they'll go to the apple looking for moisture, and then it'll be easy to catch them. See if I can find any more. That's quite fascinating how many I'd missed. Ideally you'd really want some sieves sorted out that'll catch the mealworms at different sizes to try and keep them from killing the younger ones. But as I said, I haven't looked after this for nearly 18 months. So it's been a very neglected mealworm colony. Just because there's been other priorities. But hopefully they'll get more lively again now that they're getting some food and some fresh strata and fresh apple. And I'll hopefully try and catch a few more in this lot and put them back. But there's going to be a heap of babies in here as well, so there will be eggs that will hatch over time. I'm not too stressed about getting every single one out, because it doesn't take many mealworms to be able to restart the colony again. But yeah, anyway, so that's the update for today. Let's see how these little guys go. Hopefully we get some to recover and really kickstart the colony again. But yeah, anyway, you have a great day, and I'd love to hear what you're doing on your homestead and in your house to see what things you can grow. And that's the thing, it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be something as little as some herbs on your windowsill. But yeah, or a little worm farm. to eat up your veggie scraps. Yeah, anyway, you have a great one. Bless you. Bye.